Keshavulu, Mohammad Magdum Hussain,
Yes, sir.
and R. Kempini Matam.
Hi, Ramya sir.
Yeah. Yes, Sudas. I think you are all on the line now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. You can hear me.
Yes, sir. I can.
And then, yeah, any difficulty? Fine, we can go ahead.
No, sir.
Yes,
No, sir.
we can go ahead.
Place for your own. And then,
Sir, I just joined.
Murthy Kesavulu. Say, Ved, Yesudas, Brandhan, or Kempini Matam. Who is he?
Ramya sir.
Acha,
Our
Kempini
company madam is Ramya.
Matam Ramya. Okay
Yes, sir.
then. See, in fact, as per your syllabus,
Sir, I joined the class now.
sorry,
Sir, Arun.
yeah, yeah, friends, as per your syllabus, Unit 1 contain the history and evaluation I already completed. Legislative history was over. The Companies Act 1956 to 2013, I gave a brief explanation, and the impact on corporate structure, governance, and investor protection, and LLP as a new body, because we have got 5 sessions earlier, starting from the 2nd March, 2nd, 3rd, and then 10th, and in the month of March, in the sessions, I covered this, and so far, almost Unit 1 is over. We will have to take up Unit 2 and go ahead. Your internal examination consists of Unit 1 and Unit 2. So, to that extent, I had to fast complete the portion if internals are there. Internals are not there, we'll go ahead with 3 and 4 also. Incidentally, your session will be finished in the month of August. So we have got time, entire May, few days, and in June, full July. So there is a lot of time. Step by step, we can cover, give a break also in between. We can leisurely go ahead. Friends, please watch the latest 2020 edition of Companies Act. In fact, the corporate laws by Taxman 2020 is the best publication which would cover 2018, 19 and 20 amendments also. 2020 amendments had to be notified that you had download from the web. Whereas 2019 are concerned, you will find them in the corporate laws written by the taxman. So I suggest all of you purchase or borrow from the library if the library is open. The taxman, I suggest you purchase because these books would be useful for 4th semester also. That's the reason why better purchase the corporate laws written by the taxman, published by taxman, and for company law, modern company law, the latest company law written by Avatar Singh, revised, you have to purchase. If 2019 edition is available, you supplement it with latest amendment, purchase that book. So that is the best textbook. And for reference, it is Ramaya and Datta on Companies Act, and then Pennington, Palmer, and these are all the books which are useful for theory and then comparative study. Further, in the beginning, the subjects like articles, memorandum, it is lectures on company law by S.M. Shaw would be useful, and Gover, principles of modern company law also useful. They are all available in the particular syllabus paper. So accordingly, I suggest Avatar Singh as a textbook and also the Bear Acts, that is Taxman's publication. These two invariably you get. Then if you can get S.M. Shah lectures on company law, nothing like that, followed by Palmer company law or Gover principles of Indian company law. And then Indian Law Institute has published a beautiful book called The Current Problems of Corporate Law. That is also of some help, which you can get in touch with Indian Law Institute and then get it. Then, friends, with this background, in fact, you can also see Module 1, Paper 1, study material on advanced company law and practice published by the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, which is available in the website. I have given the website and it is item 9 of page 2 of your syllabus. Running page 6 where your syllabus under unit 4 suggested readings item 9 I have stated there the study material and the availability http icsi.edu.docs web modules publications wherein you can find out and check up whether that book is available. If it is available, there is nothing like that, you can purchase that book. So, friends, with this background, the textbooks and all that, we can start off. In fact, long ago I told you about these textbooks and all these things. Only thing is, now it is lost in memory, probably a flex of time, and we are meeting after a long time. So, probably I thought it is better that we once again have a brush up so that more and more people are there now on the screen. So I thought let everybody get this. And I will try to put this particular lecture in YouTube also. So that if it is in YouTube, you can have again and again, hear it. And then if you miss anything, you will be able to do that. In fact, I believe in face to face, this kind of meeting rather than going I supplying material by only uh, printed material, which will not be of much help to you at this maturity age. It is only lectures which will help. And the university policy is that we had to give you a running lecture and you have to take a notes and you have to prepare yourself. And the question of supplying the notes material is very preliminary, something an intermediate, but not definitely at this higher LLM level. And you are all mostly lawyers, so obviously that kind of material being supplied and then notes being supplied should be dispensed with. However, there are certain articles, good issues, wherever I come across, because of the existing situation where you don't have the opportunity to come to the college, I will try to put them in the WhatsApp. And then I will try to give you that benefit of taking them from the WhatsApp. Let me see how best these things can be carried on. So, friends, this background, we will now come to the preliminaries. When I have already dealt with the issues like the legislative history of company law. Actually, in Britain, that was started at a very earlier age, and then the Bubble Act, then the Bubble Companies, etc. Act, and subsequent development of corporate entity, the law I have already covered. Now, Indian scenario, I told you last time when we were at the college, PG college, the law started in 1850 and then subsequently it was repealed and a new act has come in 1913 and subsequently that was put on amendments in 1951 and it was repealed and made out into 1956 Companies Act. And then from 1956 we have come up to 2013 where again a fresh new Companies Act was brought into existence. In between 1951, several amendments came, and then 1956 covered all of them. And ultimately, the 2013 has reduced the sections and has made out a very complete, in fact, comprehensive network for this particular corporate entity. You have to understand the regulator of company matters in is the MCA, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. The regulator of securities is SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. The regulator of foreign exchange is the Reserve Bank of India. And then, friends, these are all the things which are extremely necessary. The regulator of competition in India is regulated by the Competition Commission of India. They are all called regulators, controlling bodies. For dispute resolution, where between the regulator and the institution, a dispute arises, then the dispute resolution mechanism is shifted to different bodies, like the company law matters to the National Company Law Tribunal and the appellate body National Company Law Appellate. The matters pertaining to the insolvency, bankruptcy, that is winding up with regard to the liquidation of companies by creditors, the again National Company Law Tribunal only. And then for securities, it is the SAT, Securities Tribunal. And then for competition market, it is an NCLAT, National Company Law Appellate Tribunal. And then for FEMA, the Foreign Exchange Management Act and then related regulations, it is the Appellate Tribunal which has now taken up this particular job. So, friends, to be very careful about distinguishing between the regulators and the adjudicating bodies. NCLT, which you will come across very frequently, is a regulating body, sorry, dispute resolution body, where against the regulating body or among the shareholders, the disputes arise that would be dealt with by this particular National Company Law Tribunal. This is what you have to practically understand. You can read this by going through textbooks, but face to face we sit, this thing could be understood better. That's the reason why I made up this particular program for you. So, friends, now the impact on corporate structure and governance actually is made out by the 2013 Act, where there is more and more impact on the corporate governance, more and more impact on the directors to discharge their duties. Responsibilities are put on directors more, and then the corporate entity has to, in fact, comply with several requirements under the Companies Act, IBC, and so on and so forth. The SEBI, the SECRA, the Depositories Act, the FEMA, and so on and so forth. So you had to take necessarily these particular issues into your fold, and you had to make out necessary, in fact, studies and entries in your notes. Friends, before we go further, in fact, we have to understand there is one more important aspect by this legislation which deals with LLPs, that is the limited liability partnerships, which was brought into force, wherein the Partnership Act actually empowers the registrars to register, but now for limited liability partnership, the empowerment is the register of companies, and it is the NCLT which is the adjudicating body. So this is the most important aspect. LLPs also, you please purchase the Limited Liability Partnership Act, BEAR Act, and go through the provisions and understand the basic structure of that legislation. Even though you don't require to You don't require, I repeat, to go through the entire act and study it thoroughly. You have to understand the basic structure. You have to understand the basics as to how to start off an LLP, how to close it, the winding up process, the powers of NCLT. More or less, it is on par with the Companies Act, except and including IBC. Even IBC is extended to the LLPs. So this is the way you have to make out your study. With this, we conclude our discussion on Unit 1 because we already started the discussion in March and several classes I already took in the university. So based on that, I just want to give you a recap. With that recap, we can now proceed further. In the today's session, friends, in fact, I want to deal with certain important aspects before we go further. The company and corporation, two important things which I have to identify with regard to the company law. Our subject is modern company law. What is the difference between a corporation and a company? Actually, a company is concerned, the definition under the provisions of the Companies Act deal with a company which is registered under the Companies Act. But a company which is registered under the Companies Act is also called a corporation if it is exceeding a particular amount of the share capital, the authorized share capital, as it is notified from time to time by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Earlier, there was a notification that wherever there was 10 lakh rupees minimum and above the authorized capital, that company would be called a corporation, or the company itself is named as a corporation and then registered. They go interchangeably, interchangeably. So we had to look for the latest notifications as to which is the amount now stipulated. Most of these things you have to go through the Google because they change from time to time. Today I tell you it is 30 lakhs or 1 crore, and tomorrow morning it is a notified as 10 crores. So you can't go on that. You had to go to the latest one and frequent, like the Companies Act last 1.5 year underwent several changes. What I was teaching to company law students some time back, 1.5 year back, is not the same today. Several changes came. Maybe the same thing will be repeated to other friends also, other classes next year. IBC, now next 1 year, the scope of IBC is suspended. And then originally 1 lakh and above, now it is 1 crore. So that's the reason why there are a number of changes coming in. You have to keep a track by going through the Google. And then even please remember, I repeat, please remember, I supply some material, some good articles, some amendments, and then I post them in the WhatsApp. You can download and then take a copy. Remember, that may be subject to change within next 1 week or 10 days. So that is not possible for any teacher to identify them and then frequently put them on notification to you. And then our schedule, our scope is only 2 months old. For that reason, you have to keep a track, study well, and then always keep a track with Google and then see the notifications and update yourself, make out a file saying latest changes in modern company law. And each time go to Google, get print, put up there with a date and time. So that open that file, then it will be easier for you to update. So teachers can tell you the methodology, you have to follow it. Implementation is in your hands. So friends, now coming to the concept of company and corporation, forget about the distinction with regard to the MCA notification on the authorized capital. The company and corporation are interchangeably used and then they are defined as one entity by the Supreme Court in umpteen number of cases. So I will give you one such judgment of a Supreme Court, of the Supreme Court. This was given in yes Dhanova. Please note down. Yes Dhanova, DHANOA versus MC Delhi and others. MC Delhi and others. Citation 1981. 1981. Volume 3. SCC. SCC means Supreme Court Cases. Page 431. 1981. Volume 3. SCC. Page 431. Please take down. In this case, the Supreme Court, in fact, said that a corporation is an artificial being created by law, having a legal entity separate and distinct from the individuals who compose it, with a capacity of continuous existence, succession, notwithstanding changes in its membership. Full stop. A company is an artificial being created by law, having a legal entity, separate and distinct from the individuals who compose it, with the capacity of continuous existence and succession, notwithstanding changes in its membership. Under legislation, a company is a body corporate. This is the expression of the Supreme Court. What does it mean? A company composes of individuals, but it is separate from the individuals. It is distinct, independent entity on its own, and it has nothing to do with the coming and going of exodus of the individuals. Right? Notwithstanding changes in its membership. What does it mean?
Company will run.
Changes which come in the membership.
Yes.
What does it mean? A company. Today I am shareholder of a company. I sell. I purchase shares in Mahindra and Mahindra. I sell them off tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, through my depository, I purchase again Mahindra shares. Today, Mahindra share, 10 rupees share, is sold at 1,000 rupees. I sell off. Tomorrow, they have sold it at 900. I purchase. Day after tomorrow, again, it is 1100. I sell. So, my coming in, going out has nothing to do with the existence of the company. Company's management won't be changed. The management of the company remains same. The company's entity remains same. The company's identity remains same. But the composition may differ. The shareholders come and go. Suddenly some shareholders die. It so happened in England, Mean Supplies Private Limited case, I will give you citation later on. A meeting was being held. All the shareholders joined together. Meeting was being heard, and it was a wartime in Britain. In fact, today we are in a peacetime comparatively, except Corona. It is not the case earlier. You please see the early 20s, prior to 20, later 20, then 30s and 40s. My parents used to tell me they were all war days. They lived under threat. Every moment, threat. We don't know from which quarter there would be a bomb attack. That was the situation in England, US, Japan, and Germany, especially in those countries. In that stage, in the Mean Supplies case, all the shareholders were in the meeting, a bomb blast took place, and then all the people died then on the spot. So the next question came before the court, House of Lords, whether the company is in existence or not, whether there is company's survival. The English court said company survive. It has nothing to do with its physical count. Company is an independent entity because it's a creature, create a fiction under law, and it has got sustenance under law, and it will die only as per the procedure laid under law. So it has come into existence by a legal process. It will have to die through legal process. It can't have a heart attack and sudden death won't happen. Only the humans who started the company, invented the concept of company, would die with heart attack, but company will not. Company will survive. So this is the beautiful judgment of Supreme Court. You please read that judgment. You will understand the concept of corporate entity. In fact, friends, I suggest a beautiful book. One is Concise Law Dictionary, which you must hold on your table, written by R. Ramanath Iyer. Concise Law Dictionary, written by P. Ramanath Iyer. A very beautiful book. And then friends, there is one more book, the Supreme Court on, लिख लीजिए, the Supreme Court on, I think everybody is listening me. Everybody is listening to me. All now there are about 10, 12 people on the screen according to my indication here. Mr. Murthy, Keshavalu, Mr. Hussain, so and so, so and so. Everybody is listening. No difficulty because I must understand whether I am reaching you or not. Okay? Right.
Okay.
This book name is because, Supreme Court on Words and Phrases. WORDS. Words and Phrases. 1952, 2004. It was edited by Justice R.P. Sethi of Supreme Court. Published by Ashoka Law House, New Delhi. It was published by Ashoka Law House, New Delhi. Friends, this particular book contains several judgments of Supreme Court for meanings. In Ramnath Iyer, also you will find, for example, company. Company is an artificial person, a legal fiction. Ramnath Iyer says, and he may sometimes give a judgment, may not give judgment. But you go to Supreme Court on words and phrases, where corporation, company you go, then you will get the meaning. Along with meaning, you will get a supporting judgment of Supreme Court also on it. Excellent. So you are supported by the Supreme Court judgment there. So that is why this book I recommend. Some of the definitions I have gathered for you from this book only. Now this book, it seems, is extended from 2004 to 2010 or 15. So the book has been further upgraded. Please purchase that book. It's worth about 1500, worth it. You can go to Google, Gogia or Asia Gogia, and then find out. He will give you some concession also, 20% or so. Purchase the book, it is worth purchasing. Second thing, along with this now, it seems there is one more book came in the market. That book also you search in Gogia, and then you please find out if that book title is available, publisher, title, price, please send me by SMS, put in WhatsApp. It will be beneficial to all our students, one and all thereon. So that is the service we can do to our fellow students also. Take care of this book. This particular book is essential. It is always on my table. As a lawyer, I have used this book extensively and then won several cases. It is a very beautiful book because Supreme Court's version on the spot you get without much effort. That is the advantage you get from this book. So as teachers, our major responsibility is to familiarize you with the library also. In fact, we had to tell you the method, we had to tell you the subject, We had to guide you as to how you had to proceed. And then I had to equip you with the library, appropriate books. It is now your duty to study further. So, friends, this is one important judgment I have given to you. Then you can also see there is for corporation one more judgment. This is written. In fact, a corporation means a body corporate, and then this is given in Ashoka Marketing Limited and another Ashoka Marketing Limited and another versus Punjab National Bank and others. Punjab National Bank and others. 1990, Volume 4, SCC, Supreme Court Cases, page 406. Then similarly, on corporate soul, corporate aggregate, a distinction has been made by the Supreme Court on corporate soul and corporate aggregate. A beautiful judgment has come. This is S. Govinda Menon versus Union of India. Year 1967. Year 1967. Supreme Court, page 1274. Page 1274. Then, friends, there is one more important citation, similarly given. This is Ayurvedic and Unani, Tibia College, Delhi. Ayurvedic and Unani, Tibia College, Delhi versus State of Delhi. AIR 1962. AIR 1962. SC Supreme Court, page 458. Page 458. Apart from that, my dear friends, there is one more important judgment on similar lines. Hakam Singh versus Gammon India Limited. Gammon India Limited, 1971, Volume 1, Supreme Court, page 286. Supreme Court, page 286. AIR, All India Reporter. Then one more judgment on the aggregate, corporate aggregate. Daman Singh and others versus State of Punjab and others. 1985, Volume 2. 1985, Volume 2, SCC, Supreme Court Cases, page 670. Page 670.
Sir,
These are all the important citations pertaining to.
sir, one of our classmates is trying to join. He got disconnected. He is not able to join because you locked it.
I have locked it. How to open the lock? I have not locked it actually.
Okay, because he's not able to join. It's telling him that meeting is locked by you.
No. Because I don't lock it for the reason, first thing, I don't know how to lock it. I don't lock it because I don't want to stop entry of any student. Okay. So, first thing, I don't know how to lock it. You tell me by mistake it is locked, then how to open the lock, tell me.
Probably, sir. Probably on settings. Not settings. Probably.
I will
Do
put
you
you on a
see?
hold.
Sir.
Sir, please admit me to the class. Actually, I logged out suddenly. All right. 1 second, 1 second. Do one thing. You go back and then again enter. Please go back and again enter. Tell him.
Sir, he tried that, but it says he's given a screenshot which says you can join the meeting after the host admits you.
Okay. 1 second. Because these are all too technical, I am now trying to learn. I am forced to appear online before Chief Justice Court every day.
Oh,
I have to now learn and then put on alert. Other day I was arguing, suddenly power went off and then the laptop off. So immediately my son came for my rescue and through cell phone I immediately
yeah.
restarted. Otherwise I could have lost my case.
Oh,
These are all the practical things we have to maybe get accustomed. 1 second. Sorry, I will put you on hold and I will call
sure, sir.
my son. Probably children do these things better than us nowadays. Our children know these things.
The-
So my son is an
Sir,
engineer. Let him
okay.
engineer this issue.
Sir, it seems you'll see a button which is more, and
So-
on more, if you'll
Sorry?
see a button which says more.
Karthik, there is some technical snag. Please come to the room urgently. Yes, sir. Tell me.
So there's do you see an option which says more?
There is an option more. Nahi, Baba.
Okay,
Anyway, let my son come. Say, I am in my
sure, sir.
advocate office chamber. My son is a little bit away in the residential block. So in 2 minutes he will reach up. Then
Sure, sir.
immediately, this is the advantage of office come residence. So just wait for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and then we will accommodate him. I don't want any single student to be left out, right?
Yeah, sir.
To accommodate one and all. Nobody should be deprived of. We will see that. And then you are all lawyers, basically. Are you all lawyers?
Yes, sir.
You are all lawyers,
So,
advocates, practicing.
some of them advocate, some of them working.
I'm sure, sir.
And then you are accustomed to now go to the visual and then online and then argue the cases. Are you?
No, sir.
I see.
I am not tried it.
Acha. No, nowadays I have got a lot of matters slowly coming up in the High Court. I am a High Court lawyer. Last 35 years I am in practice, and last 30 years I am with the university as a professor. So both the roles I am discharging, and I now learned as to how to operate and some of these things. So waiting, 1 minute. Is his name Rohit?
Yes, sir.
Is his name Rohit?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now is he now on the line? Now there is a indication Rohit is waiting admit and I clicked admit. Is it so? Now please find out.
Yeah, sir. He's in.
He is in the one thing it says your unlock meeting. Meeting unlock అని వస్తుంది. Why meeting is locked? How to unlock it? What to do?
లాక్ మీటింగ్ అన్లాక్ మీటింగ్
Acha,
ఆప్షన్
now it is unlocked. So
జాయిన్ ఆటోమేటిక్
anybody will come now. It's all over. Huh? Fine. I think now it is unlocked. And then is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Rohit?
Mr. Rohit? Yes, sir. It's working, sir. Thank you.
Acha, you are not allowed.
You are not allowed.
Anyway, don't worry.
Don't
I'm
worry.
going to put this in YouTube today.
YouTube today. Okay, thanks.
Whatever you lost,
Whatever you lost,
see in YouTube.
seen on YouTube. Thank
And
you.
I will put the YouTube,
I will put the
connection in
YouTube connection in the web.
WhatsApp also.
WhatsApp also.
There ends matter.
There ends matter.
Difficulty come back to me
Difficulty come back to
because
me.
this is a
Because
situation
this
where
is a situation
we have
where
to be patient,
we have to be patient,
coordinative,
cooperative, coordinative,
ultimately see that our goal
ultimately
is
see
reached.
that our goal is reached. Right, sir.
Very good, Rehut.
Very good, Rehut.
If else is there also,
If else is there also,
now
tell
my
them I
son
have
unlocked
now my
it.
son
It will go.
unlocked it. It will
I have given you one more citation, that is for trading and non-trading universities, the corporate aggregate, that is Daman Singh and others versus State of Punjab and others. This is 1985 to SCC 670. This is what I told you, right? You got it, I believe, and then you have noted it down. So with this background, friends, we have in fact taken through, you please, most of the definitions I get authenticity from the book of Supreme Court on words and phrases 1950 2004, and then this is written by Justice Sethi. So what we do is go to that book, we purchase that book. For lawyers, law teachers, law students, it is a book forever to be kept on the table with updation. And that everything, for example, a movable property. This book gives you the definitions of Supreme Court for movable property. This book gives you the definition of board, the definition of card, legal aspects, the definition of, for example, this particular signature, right? Will anybody tell me, now you are all senior law students and going to be postgraduates in law. Is there a definition of signature anywhere defined? Very important question.
Probably in the Negotiable Instruments Act.
No, sorry. Who said that? What is his name? Rohit?
Me, Arun.
Arun. Okay. Arun, it is not in negotiable instruments. Signature is defined. Signature is in print. Signature has a statutory force. Where is it? Come on, yaar, let us enjoy.
Yes, sir.
Group meeting. We will learn to enjoy, yaar.
So digital signature, I know it's in the IT Act.
Yes, sir. Yes, Murthy.
I am thinking about it, sir. Signature, it is a identification.
Signature is a mind of the person who has it. Signature denotes the mind of the person. It is a consent. If there is no consent, signature is taken, it is invalid. Then you have to say it is obtained by force, fraud,
Coercion.
by coercion, or even by forgery. So where signature is defined? Signature is defined in the General Clauses Act.
General class. Correct.
My students should not only keep the relevant books for syllabus, other subsidiary books also they must keep with them. That is the purpose of LL.M. You must be more matured by the time you got the degree. So it is the most of the issues which are not defined elsewhere are defined in
General Clauses Act.
General Clauses Act. Right? Man includes woman. Where it is stated? If I say man, man includes woman. Where it is stated?
And
IPC, Indian Penal Code. So these are all the practical things. These are all the small things having very large and higher dimension and impact. Because you are all in the middle age mostly, and maybe you will go in higher echelons. Unless there is some utility, you find you don't waste your time in doing LL.M. I don't think you do it casually just for namesake. Definitely lawyers come with LL.M. course. Maybe it will be an edge for going to become a judge or at least get more knowledge. So definitely you have to understand, apart from the textbooks, you must also have the subsidiary books, like for example, the General Clauses Act of the central government, the General Clauses of the state government, both must be kept on your table in order to equip yourself for that. Right? In the same way, the words and phrases of Supreme Court, which I now told you, these are all in the same way Ramnath Iyer's Law Dictionary. Maybe we spend some money on it, no issue. We go to IMAX, we spend 5,000 rupees. We go to IMAX and enjoy, you spend 5,000 rupees. So this is lesser than that. So you sacrifice 1 week IMAX, then you will get money for purchasing these particular goods. Will you follow it, sir? Do you follow?
Yes, sir.
I am asking you, do you follow this?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So, friends, yes. So, this particular definitions and corporation, I have given you for the simple reason that this is the way the Supreme Court has looked at it. The statute is concerned. The statute has a limited scope. The statute has a very limited scope. It simply says anything that is registered and it identifies as to what are the effects of registration. So it does not define a company is an artificial person having a common seal or so and so. It does not say so. It only says if it is a registered body with ROC, it's a company. But what is a company, synonymously taken as a corporation, is stated by the Supreme Court, where those particular definitions I have given to you. You have to mount now your answer based on this particular material and information. This is the way you have to study at LL.M stage this particular course. So mostly my entire completion of syllabus is based on my lectures and the guidance has to tell you read that, read this. And you have to do a lot of hard work. So make use of that, because supplying material will not help you. Going through it mechanically will not in fact make you understand. Now you please see, you have gained a point today that signature is now having a definition. Man and woman have a definition. And then you find a definition now in a statute, and everything is supported by statute. This is what is found now. So how do you find this is an interactive study? So it is a classroom. It would have been still better interactive. Unfortunately, it is not so. We may not be able to meet until July or so. By the time syllabus will be over. So that's the reason why, like this, we have programs, and accordingly, these programs we are going to have. Now, friends, with this background, I think I will tell you, we will have to study further from tomorrow onwards. What is a company? Now, the definition part I have given. Now, statutory point I will take. The law is twofold. One is the legislative law. The other one is the judge-made law. That is called technically judicial precedents. And you have to take care of both. And the judge-made law and the judicial the legislative law, both should be combined, both should be taken on one footing in order to complete our study of law. This is the way we had to make it out. So with this background, friends, we will start off our study. I have given you a premises today. On this particular basis, now how we are going to proceed, you are having an idea. Based on this idea, we will make out a superstructure. So the foundation part is over today. Superstructure will start from tomorrow. The floors are laid. Now the walls, rooms, and other construction will go on from tomorrow onwards. And
Okay, sir.
I will tell you historically how the world company started off, the concept, how it has become a law. In a big meeting, there were all people with the age of 50 to 60. They asked me a question. Sir, simply define law. Don't tell me Almond said, Harvard said, Solomon said. You tell me what in a very colloquial language. That was a group of senior most lawyers and advocates. And then in one matter, the National Judicial Academy, the judges. Then I said, my dear friend, law is codified common sense. Law is codified common sense. Because
Correct.
the Traffic Act, you both go on one side, you will collide and then you will crash, you will be injured. So they say you keep left, you keep right. That is common sense. Then the judges did not leave me there. They said, it's a National Judicial Academy program. All judges came from entire India. A great feast for intellect. We were enjoying the session. Enjoying both. Then at this juncture, they have immediately said, Sir, what is common sense? So I immediately said, common sense is uncodified human sense. Law is codified common sense. Common sense is uncodified human sense. And then I think the meeting was ended with that clipping. So, friends, same is the case. Out of common sense, the company form of organization came into work, and the common sense is the human sense. Ultimately, the dimension is that today, without corporate entity, there is no economy, there is no country's progress, there is no economic activity. The maximum contribution of taxes, flow of money, finances to the government arise only through corporates. That is the way the governments run. So today, in fact, you see today amendment came. Prime Minister Modi has announced that now to his contributions from corporates are permitted to his Prime Minister fund because of COVID-19. Earlier, the contributions to Prime Minister Fund were banned with regard to company contributions. Then the first war came with Pakistan, China. They opened it. Then again they closed. Then the war came with Pakistan. Then again they opened. Then ultimately closed. Subsequently they opened. Contributions to political parties by companies. Ultimately they realized it is a must. Today, the ordinance will come tomorrow morning in the newspapers. We will examine it. You students, please, along with me, examine. We are all students. We are all students together. We will examine like a lab, research lab, and see what is the mind of what we had to simply read the provisions and say no. You have to understand the mind therein. Why the government is allowing this? And it is a corporate contribution. How the corporates are made to make this kind of contribution. That's the reason why corporations, the companies play a pivotal role. They turn to be the backbone of the Indian economy. So you have to study the company law and then the corporate laws with this background, and then with this understanding, you have to proceed further. This particular my program with you today, it would be in the YouTube in parts. I will call it as the introductory or what you call it, the part on corporate entity, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, because YouTube will not take more than 15 minutes. My program now almost is 1 hour as on now. So entire 1 hour directly I can't put in YouTube. YouTube won't accept it. So it would be in parts 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will put a title and then I will identify and then I will put it across in 4 or 5 parts. Accordingly, you divide whatever you want. You please see once again the verify the case law, the citations, and then you can make use of that particular lectures in the YouTube. Most of the lectures I will try my best to put it in YouTube, and then that would be of great help to you. All our lectures we will try to put it in this way. Otherwise, is there any other way of recording and then putting in YouTube? We will see. Ultimately, we'll going to meet on this web, and then this particular Cisco WebEx, it is very comfortable, and then we can have an interaction also, like questions, answers if necessary. Then that would be in the YouTube also, so that you can go ahead. You have really any question, put it in the WhatsApp so that the whole group will watch. This group is meant for only U21, no other entry. Please take it a point. Because if you allow 21 plus outsiders, it will create problem. This is a classroom. This classroom, 21 are authorized to have admission. Except this 21, other than you, except teachers, principal, others cannot enter. Because if you give entry, it will create a mess. So let us make it very clear. In YouTube, it is open. Whole world will watch it. But so far, our sessions are concerned. It is between you and me. The 21 selected students supplied to me the names, plus me, plus any teachers, principal, any authority of the university. Other than that, others have no access. You please ensure, admin, that no other person other than this would have access. So with this, my dear friends, I enjoyed your session. Happy. So many people came on the line and then you are listening. So naturally, speaker will be happy if there are more and more responsive students. So
Thank you for the class, sir.
we will be in touch.
Yes, sir.
And then tomorrow again, same time, 6:30, we are going to meet. Good night.
Yes, sir. Good night, sir. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.